How's everyone doing today? It's your boy JJ Domination. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Like and subscribe for more content. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I am going to tell you about day 2 of the NBA playoffs. So we're going to start off in chronological order and how the games were aired live on national TV like I did yesterday. So the Boston Celtics took on the Indiana Pacers. It was in Boston, game 1. This was a series that I still think and thought originally that this could go to 7 games. The Celtics ended up winning 84-74, I believe. It was a really low scoring game. A little bit different from the pace that we're used to with teams just scoring 100 points easily. And this is like a third quarter score, 84-74. Some people would even say that's a halftime score. I mean, that's how crazy the offense is in today's NBA and how bad the defense is in some cases. The Pacers really came out and played pretty solid to start the game. But the second half, especially in the third quarter, the Pacers only had 6 points. But the Celtics had to earn every single bucket. The fact that they only scored 84 points on this Pacers team without one of the best perimeter defenders in basketball, Victor Oladipo, it speaks volumes to how well this Pacers team can play without having an all-star caliber player in their lineup. Not saying that none of those players can be, but they weren't. You know what I'm saying? They weren't actually voted to an all-star game this year like Victor Oladipo was prior to injury. But the Boston Celtics, like I said, they had to earn everything. Kyrie had a 20-point game. This was his first playoff game without playing, number one, in Cleveland, and number 2, without playing with LeBron James. So people were like, what's he going to do without LeBron? Well, he scored 20 points. The team scored 84, total, if you add his... or no, the team scored... Technically, yeah. They scored 84 as a team. Kyrie had 20 of that 84, so he chipped in big time. Jason Tatum, I believe, had 15 points. He went 3 of 3 from the three-point line. I want to say Marcus Morris, he either had 15 or 20 points. I can't remember exactly what the graphic said, but it was just a solid outing. You had 4 guys really in double figures. Everyone else kind of just fell in line. But this was a low-scoring game, and I think if that's the kind of basketball we're getting, let me tell you, it's going to be a nice change of pace because every game that we've seen, it's been high-powered offense from at least one team. This game, it feels like everyone has to earn every single point, and I like games like that. I like games where it's a dogfight. 2 teams, in my opinion, I still think they're evenly matched. I know the Pacers, it doesn't look that way, but in my opinion, they're evenly matched. 2 good coaches, 2 teams who know their personnel, but we all know the best 3 players in the series is on Boston. That's just the fact. Or the two of the best players is on the Celtics in this series. Next, we go to Portland versus OKC. This is a very interesting game. The Portland Trailblazers came out on fire. They were making all of their shots, especially from 3, and OKC couldn't. I mean, they ended up losing by 5 points. Oklahoma City lost 104-99. It wasn't like they got blown out of the gym, but you could see early that they wanted to get Steven Adams involved, going up against Enes Kanter, and he had a really good first quarter, but Damian Lillard on the first possession literally came out and hit a 30-foot three-pointer. And to me, however Damian Lillard plays is going to determine how the team performs, because if Damian Lillard's not having a good game, then I think the Trailblazers are going to be off. If he has a good game, then you'll see guys, knocking down shots, playing better defense. I feel like it depends on their superstar player. Meanwhile, on the other side, where Oklahoma City, Paul George went 4 of 15 from 3. That's not going to win games. Westbrook had a triple-double. Unfortunately, had under 50% in terms of field goal percentage. And role players that we thought, needed to step up, like Jeremy Grant, kind of invisible in this game. But it is what it is. I still have the Thunder winning this series, but this was a really important game for Portland. If they can get momentum and keep the momentum up, I should say, they could definitely move on to the second round. Easily, probably the easiest series to predict. Milwaukee versus Detroit. I had Milwaukee winning in 4. They blew out the Pistons. They beat them by 35 points. It was ugly. 121 to 86, I believe. Blake Griffin didn't play. Word is he may not even play in the first round because he could barely put pressure on his knee. That's how bad it is. Andre Drummond got fouled out. Had the worst plus minus in NBA playoff history at negative 47, I believe, which would eclipse like a two-way tie at negative 45 for the plus minus, which is an efficiency rating for those that don't know. Giannis only played 23 minutes. Now keep in mind, an NBA game is 48 minutes. Giannis played 23 minutes and put up 24 points and had a killer performance, and he even made a three-pointer, something Ben Simmons has yet to do. Brook Lopez played well. He was blocking shots, definitely stretching the floor, taking Andre Drummond out of the paint, which was very smart. It allows Giannis to kind of roam free without, any, taller, bigger guys distracting him. And that's the advantage of having a Brook Lopez against a true rim protector like Andre Drummond. He can bring those bigger guys out of the paint, and Giannis can roam free on the inside. Detroit just doesn't have the personnel. They're kind of just lucky to be here, in my opinion. Not that they're a supremely bad team, but honestly, this is probably the worst matchup for them. At least the Magic have bigs who can guard the three-point line and the paint at a pretty good level, like Aaron Gordon and Vucevic. This team does not have that, and with Blake Griffin out, they don't have an offensive spark or an identity, it seems like. So Milwaukee, they're going to make easy work. I feel like every game is going to be a blowout. And then finally, we get to the Houston Rockets versus the Utah Jazz. Houston won by 32. It was a blowout game for sure, but I liked Utah's strategy going in. People were saying, Donovan Mitchell is going to check James Harden. I'm like, no, they're going to put Joe Ingles on him or Jay Crowder. Remember, Joe Ingles is left-handed. James Harden's left-handed, so you need a guy who can match up in terms of the dominance of the hand, and a guy who's actually a solid defender like Joe Ingles. Now, James Harden did have 29 points. He did play like 33 minutes, I believe. But the thing you got to understand is no one's going to stop James Harden. You can only hope to contain him. And I like the strategy. Putting Joe Ingles, a guy who's left-handed, a little taller than James Harden, doesn't necessarily have the speed or the quickness, but he's really good at guarding people on the perimeter. I thought that was the right strategy, and to be honest, it could have worked, but the role players were really knocking down their shots, like Daniel House, PJ Tucker. Gerald Green went crazy in the fourth quarter. Not crazy, but he made some big time buckets in garbage time to just extend the lead. But I feel like they have the right defensive strategy for James Harden. I really like that strategy, put Joe Ingles on him, but the role players were just knocking down their shots, and offensively, it was kind of stagnant, man. And I think that's what's really going to cause Utah to get embarrassed in the first round, in my opinion. But I hope Utah can bounce back. I think this has the potential to be a fun 7-game series, but it's not one that a lot of people are talking about because Utah is not some nationally recognized team, whereas Harden, and the Houston Rockets are nationally recognized by the casual NBA fan. Today, I think Golden State and the LA Clippers play, and I think Philadelphia and Brooklyn play. I think those are the only 2 games on. I'm not going to talk about those games. I'll probably review them tomorrow. Don't worry about any other series like the Seahawks franchise. That's going to come out. I have a couple of videos ready to go for that. The J&A podcast, it's going to happen. It'll probably be up like Wednesday or something. But these NBA videos, I'm definitely going to keep punching them out. If you guys want to double upload, let me know down below. The video I posted yesterday did pretty good compared to some of the other videos I've been putting up, so thanks for the love. Let me know who you guys have winning between Golden State and the LA Clippers and Philadelphia and Brooklyn. Who's going to win today in real time? And who do you have going to the NBA Finals? I just want to hear the crazy, wacky answers you guys come up with. But thank you, and peace out.